you cannot say no. If you're not strong enough to say no, then you're not in a position to be negotiating. So
I agree.
when we talk about, oh, we need to start negotiating better deals. Another perspective is like, look, if you can't say no, if you feel like you have to make a deal, you're not in a big enough block. You're not in a position to be making deals, right? And that's something I think maybe all these blocks that we keep talking about. If your block is not big enough where you feel like you can say no because you don't have enough, then maybe more people need to be entered into your block. So I think that's another way to look at it. Are these blocks even big enough? I think they are actually, but I guess that's why we're using blocks instead of countries, right? But that's you have to be
Yeah.
able to say no. Why is Niger even doing a deal with France? Oh, we need a better deal. Okay, do you need to do a deal with France? That's the question. Do you need to do a deal with France at all?
The
And that
problem
should be
is
the
so
question.
many bad moves have been made over the decades to where now their range of motion in terms of choices is limited. So they're locked into, because like if you don't deal, because with these CFI CFA countries or whatever, basically with them, I think like France has like the first right of refusal for contracts. So it's kind of like you're already, and they have a mechanism to punish you with. They have some of your currency reserves, like your like, so it's kind of like they can just decide to take that away, like, so I'm like, it's kind of constricted unless you create an interest group that's larger
But
than the one
uh,
that you have in Nigeria currently. Like they need
uh,
more pull. They need a group of people need to align to have more pull.
but who made this deal for these countries? Like, were all of them drunk when they make all this deal, or did the France government put a gun on their heads to make this deal? It's crazy.
Yeah, the thing is we don't know. We only speculate on the mechanisms. We don't know what's happening when they make these deals. We just know that for sure they're bad deals. That's all we know. We don't know if a gun's to their head. We don't know, we don't know what they have on them. We don't know. We don't really know. We don't know how much agency some of these leaders have. So that's kind of the problem. We're in the dark. We don't really know all the factors. We just see we're getting trash deals.
It's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
true. Actually, yeah. Go ahead, UFC.
See, uh, but our leaders need to change their behavior. If you want to make a deal for your country, at least sometimes you need to involve the private sector. Let them go through the details of the agreement and some of your intellectual in the country. Let us see what you are about to sign, whether it makes sense or not, whether it will benefit at least majority of the citizens. It's crazy. Allowing another country to control your foreign reserve. That's why whatever that is going on, I'm not buying into it because since France still control their cash, then they still control the economy. Sorry. Until they are economically free and they cannot print and save their own currency by themselves, I won't take whatever that is going on serious. I just believe it is a power grab by by the militaries of this country. That's my thinking currently. Or they do the right thing because for now they have not done anything. France still control everything because who control the money control the power. Sorry.
All of these colonies, like if I'm Niger, whatever so there's two things I'm going to do. First, if I'm Niger, um all of these, deals, quote unquote, that were signed, I'm ripping them up. I'm not going to like I'm not with that. Like forget the deals. Now I think the problem they're having is like if I say F the deals, because nothing is real, by the way. Like none of these deals have to be what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have to be honored. This is the real world, right? It's all about power. But the
Really?
problem Niger is having is, look, if I rip up this piece of paper, then maybe they might do something to me. So then I feel like I need to align with another power, and that's what they're worried about. And
No,
then it's like, oh,
it's
let me
not.
align with
It's
Russia.
not
So
that.
that's their path. Let me align with another power, Russia. Maybe Russia
Hmm,
can protect me. That's what, and that's kind of an L. It's kind of an L.
Caesar, it's not going to work. Some of your country's assets will be seized. So don't.
No, they need to. They need to. So they need to also just forget about all that gold. They're not getting it back unless they have some special, Secret Service is going to go in and capture their gold from France, which is not going to happen. They need to give up on all their gold. You know, forget about it. Just forget about it. They're not going to get it back. France is not giving it to them. Let's be honest. There's no deal they could ever write up that they're ever going to get any of that gold back. So just let it go.
What religion is Nigeria?
I mean, it's a majority Muslim nation. Yeah, if
And
not,
then they should ask for the Muslims to help them out. This Muslim country like Saudi Arabia should ask them to help them out.
yeah, that's not gonna. Well, they can. We all know that's not gonna. That's not how the world works. I wish religion meant that much to them, but I don't think it
Oh,
does.
Caesar, let me break another one to you. Like in Togo, the current president, the dad passed away in 2005 and he took over. Oh, sorry, the dad became president in 1967, then passed away in 2005, then he took over, still the president of till today. That's Togo. Cameroon, for 40 something years in power. Equatorial Guinea, same thing. So it is crazy. Some of these countries.
Have you guys heard about the new coup in Gabon? Gabon?
You said?
There's a new coup in Gabon.
Yes, yes, yes. Last night, yeah.
It's crazy.
Happened
There's
like
so many coups going on in Africa.
it's
Something's
crazy.
happening.
It's a
Yeah.
trend now. The thing is that people are tired. The current systems, it's not working. But to me, I don't know about those other countries, but like in Nigeria, I believe the military is worse than the politician. For example,
But
Yeah, it's
is
true.
Gabon a Franco country? What language speaking Gabon?
It's an
yes, yes,
ex-French country.
it's a
Oh,
Yeah.
French-speaking country. Yeah,
okay.
French-speaking Africa country.
Yep, and this is one of the issues. Now, Mal, you have, I don't know if you're there, brother, or
Yeah, I'm
uh,
here.
yeah. So you are, yeah, you're an ex-soldier. So what's your perspective on these coups? Do you think A, they're good? B, do you think, yeah, just give me your analysis on the coups, the ones that's happened in Gabon recently. What do you think about it when it comes to African military competence and everything? Yeah, go give us your perspective, brother. Keep the language PG 15 as we've linked on One Man's channel as well. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah. As I told you the last time, if we leave the military to succeed in Chad, it will continue. Okay, and that's what we are seeing right now. So who knows which nation is the next? Maybe Kenya, maybe another country. Okay, so the problem, I don't have problem with military leadership, but I understand military leadership is very brutal. Okay, so some people, they like killing people, especially in the military because it's command and control. So obviously, if you don't have the way that you want to control and command the civilians, they are not military officers. So you will start finding discontent, and anybody who stand in the military way, you will be cleared, you will be silent so quickly. You understand? So this is why Europe has fade away from military rulership. If you want to rule as a military, okay, go into civilian, be a civilian, then start looking for election. If you want to change things, do a demonstration as a civilian and change government, overthrow government. That one I can accept. But the thing I don't like is continuation of coups across Africa will bring destabilization more and more and more in African countries. Okay, so but if we have a military leader who can do better in the future, then of course everybody want that. But military rulership, my brother, is not the solution. I'm telling you, most of these people even doing the schools. Look at their educational levels. It's not that much. That's what you guys do fail to understand. You know, even not about education. Definitely, education is not the only way, to govern a country. But I'm telling you, their IQ are very low. Especially the people they will surround themselves with will have a very low IQ, because you will have people. Let me tell you, they will have a very low IQ people, because those are the people who do killings in the military. All the people you see they're killing, killing, killing. No, it's the low. In the military, man, you have some people who are very low IQ. So the command will always target the people with low IQ to do their dirty jobs. Okay, but any high IQ or a graduate from a university will be sidelined or will be taken to a faraway command to take care of those areas. So, but the low IQ who want to see promotion through their activities, there are three ways of promotion in the military. Like rank wise, you can be an engineer, very educated, then you can earn your ranks through that. You can be a very brutal person. You are not educated, but you are very good in the field. Then you earn your promotions through that. Or you are a technical servant in the military. So this is how we get. So many people who want to be promoted and they don't have the requisite skills will do dirty jobs for the junta, and they will make progress through the ranks. So that's my take. I don't think it's a good trajectory. Even though the government, the civilian governments fail people, I don't think it is a good way
But
forward. Thank you.
but for example, Nigeria is a safe country, but when Nigeria is abroad, see that's the problem. Nigeria is a safe country. Nigeria is not a military country, but still, Nigeria is doing so bad when it comes to the state. That's the problem with Africa. It's our leaders. I think the reason makes good happen because our leaders are not treating us right. That's the reason it's happening in Nigeria and Gumbo. Our leaders are not treating us right. That's what our leaders and Africa are not treating us right. That's the problem. Eventually, they shouldn't have to speak up. We can't be treated like this. Enough is enough. African leaders got to don't do anything right. They're causing the problem. There should be no Africans in the United States. Why are we here? Because our leaders back home. The reason why we travel to USA. Because our leaders back home don't treat us right. It's wrong. It's sad. It's to the truth. Our leaders need to step up in Africa and do the right thing. Because there's the reason why black people here are being discriminated. Because when you see our leaders back home doing this bad thing, then we get discriminated abroad. Our leaders are holding our image. I'm sorry to say this. Our leaders are actually holding our image around the world. They need to step up.
Yep, that's true. Kifaru, brother from Cameroon, are you still there? Or do you want them to leave us alone? Nope, I guess he still wants them to leave us alone. UFC, I mean, what's your thoughts on what's we know that the cousin of the ex-president Ali Bongo, right? His cousin is the one who's a coup leader. So think that this is a real coup?
They are back to square one.
That's what I'm saying, right? Wasn't it the Bongo family ruling for 60 years? Now you have another Bongo challenging another Bongo, more or less, right? It's the same family, man.
You see what I was saying? This is just a power grab. They are back to square one.
That's the problem, right? I can share it up with everybody right now, but it's the Gabon coup leader is actually, his name is Oligui Nguema, right? That is actually the cousin of the of the ex-president. So I don't see this as a organic national coup. Now it can be, yes, but there's no evidence for it. The evidence goes to suggest that this is not organic, right? Because family feuds, man, this is a power grab situation. And I actually believe, this is my intuition, that France is in charge of this one. France is probably tired of being out cooed, so they're saying, "Hey, hang on, we're the king of coups. Why don't we get ahead of this situation?" That's my analysis.
Yep. You are right. That might be the case.
It says here. All right. For those who didn't read before, according to local media reports, Brice Clotaire Oligui, he even has a French name, Oligui Nguema, the commander-in-chief of the Gabonese Republican Guard, the country's most powerful security unit, and a cousin to Bongo is a ringleader of the attempted coup.
Oh,
That is insane, right? That is insane. That means no, this is a power grab, because what's happened is some leaders have realized, hang on, no, what's going on here? We can get a coup, and we can pretend that it's organic. We can even get the population to be around us. Like, hey, look, hang on, Gabon makes this amount of money in GDP, but the money doesn't trickle down to the average population. They can get the support of the people because even the people are tired of their government. So yeah, I think this is a very opportunistic grab by certain people, and yeah, that is unfortunately what's going on in Africa, and this is not natural, and this unfortunately is not going to lead to what we think it's supposed to lead to.
But don't you
Exactly, my brother. Some people just, most of these people, if you become a president, you bring your relatives or your, close ally. Ali Bongo, that guy is already having stroke, so he can die any second. You understand? So maybe this is an opportunity. All right, so I'm going. So what about we just maintain the power among ourselves, do the coup, and if it happens, then you be in power again, so that people
yeah.
will not be complaining.
It might just be an agreement within the family. Who knows?
Yes, who knows? Because one thing about these people, they will arrest the president, they will not kill him, and they will just let him sit there for a long time. Who will do that?
but don't think they get emboldened from Nigeria? It's probably because of Nigeria they got emboldened. So Nigeria do almost the same thing Nigeria is doing. They probably got emboldened.
Iguamaka, can you please speak louder? We cannot hear you.
No, I'm saying that they probably got emboldened because they saw Nigeria doing it. They want to do the same thing.
Exactly. The problem is I heard there are two bases, French bases in Gabon. Man, I'm dead, man. The French are taking over all the French colonies, man, fully. And they have contingents in every French country. That is what I cannot get up to today. This is why Burundi is also messed up because of the French bases there. Probably there is a base there, obviously. You know. I think all the French countries should just shift to English speaking, just like Burundi did, so that at least they will not have influence over them and their currencies as well. That's what I think. But if this thing continues, my brother, it will not leave any country, and any country that is being ruled by a military, one, it will be a dictator. Two, there will be no freedom of speech or whatsoever you think about democracy is. Remember, Europe was ruled by military leaders, okay, and they transition from that rule to now civilian rule. I definitely want militaries to go on trial on, like, Ukraine. You do wars, you don't go for those unnecessary coups, doing all of that thing. Be in the game and get the power. If you cannot, try to, make civilians to demonstrate and you grab power. That's how you do it. But you just wake up one day and just take your arms. They should be, the people should fight against them. The military in other countries should be deployed so that they will know the risks involved. Because otherwise, if they don't know the risks involved, man, every country will witness a coup in Africa, because the basis nowadays is nothing. Before, French bases in Gabon will intervene militarily, but now because of the social media and everybody will get the information, they are not there to intervene. You understand? This is why it will continue all over. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. 100%. I definitely see what you're saying, brother, over there, Mal. So how come you've got a picture of out here? As a young Muslim brother, why are you showing us a picture where you're trying to look good for us here, Mal? What's going on, Mal? Why are you trying to look good for us? And why have you got Jerry curl on your hair? You've got your beard out and you're trying to show us your muscles. What's going on, Mal? Are you not supposed to be a good Muslim brother? Why are you showing off? You see, he ran away. Yeah, he ran away when he was caught out, right?
Am I showing you my private part as a Muslim? The private part of a Muslim is from the belly button to the knee. So obviously, up is nothing. Obviously, you need to know that. And by the way, I don't do what do you say I do?
Okay, Mal. So you didn't choose that picture to get to. You see, Mal, this is the problem with the Muslims. In Islam, you're supposed to be having a hijab. This is not a hijab. You're showing off your hair. You're showing off your cute little face and your body.
I'm a
This is
man.
not
I'm
a
a
hijab,
man.
Mal. Mal,
You know,
why are you wearing your hijab? This is not a hijab, Mal. You're supposed to
but am
be
I a
not
lady?
showing off.
Am I a woman? Am I a woman? What are you talking
This is
about, Noe?
not your hijab. Mal, even men in Islam must have their own hijab. You just explained to us from the belly button down should be covered. That is a hijab.
Yes,
So
yes.
why are you misrepresenting Islam? Why are you showing us your face like this,
What
Mal?
is this my belly button or what? What are you talking about?
You
My
know what you're
belly,
talking about now.
belly button up to the knee is the haram part of a man in Islam. So for a ladies, it's from your head up to the toes. So it's different. What are you talking about? I can be naked, in fact, that's nothing. As long as my belly button did not show, I'm good. You don't see when people go for hikes how they dress. They dress naked basically. You don't know that? Yeah, they are
Okay.
all naked. If you just pull up there that gown, you will see everything.
Mal. Sometimes I really wonder if you are a practicing Muslim brother. Shout out to you though. Yeah, you see, did you want to add something?
No.
Yeah, you know that yeah, because you're flabbergasted by this fake Muslim out here. But anyways, shout out to him, man. He did give an interesting analysis there, from power. Let me ask you a question, Ibo, um, Amka. Do you believe in coups, or do you just want strictly democracy? And do you believe in democracy because of Nigeria? You're worried that Nigeria will go back.
No, I don't believe in coup, but I believe that Nigeria should get better. But Nigeria's not gonna get better, and Nigeria keep doing the old ways to doing. Nigeria's the largest country in Africa, the richest country in Africa, but Nigeria is doing so bad. How can Nigeria be the richest country in Africa, but the people there are poor? You see, that should be the politicians stealing the money. They're stealing the money.
Hmm. Okay.
That's, some of this rich country in Africa are rich, but you realize the people are poor. How is that possible? Because this politicians stealing the money.
Yeah.
At least your country is trying. At least Kenya is trying a little bit. At least Kenya is trying.
Now, you know, sometimes I believe, what if you really follow the money and follow the education. Some countries population haven't experienced the good life yet. So what that means, the population can be easily tricked by tribal sentiments and a few trinkets here and there during election time. So they feel like they're getting something. But when you've getting a population like South Africans, and to an extent even Kenyans are getting there slowly, where they've experienced freedom, autonomy, and money in their pockets, they realize that tribalism isn't really the most useful thing anymore.
I think the reason because East Africa don't have a lot of tribes compared to West Africa. That's why because they're more
Mhm.
stable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know, if you notice in West Africa, it's mostly French countries having these coups. So there is still like there is obviously the France element, and you know, sure, you know, they're trying to free themselves from France, but I do believe that the situation is a little bit more difficult than the way we think it is. Hopefully, my hope is for African countries is to receive some level of autonomy, and not just that, human resources, like human educational development, all that stuff, so that when they vote, their votes actually count. They're no longer just placeholders for tribal affiliation, but they're really thinking about their region, their state, and their country, so that they can actually get basic living standards. Do you think if Africans get that basic living standard of like slightly higher good life, they're not going to be out here being tricked by these tribal leaders who then are linked with some, bad foreign government and everything? I don't see that. I think at the end of the day, we're rational people when it comes to the good life. Almost none of us are gonna get rid of the good life just for tribe, voting for tribe.
Yeah, but sorry to say, in Africa, most people vote for tribe. You can't change that in Africa. We can't change that.
Hmm.
Even Nigeria votes for tribe. I think voting for
Yeah.
tribe is because we're not problems in Africa. Voting for
Hmm.
tribe.
No. This is true. This is true. Yeah. I mean, you're able, but did you support the Biafra previously, and do you still support it now, or are you pro Nigeria?
Um, I don't know why I'm pro Nigeria. But if
Okay.
Biafra comes, I will still support it.
Oh, okay. But you're not like forcing Biafra. You're not forcing Biafra or something, right?
No, no.
Okay, that may. Mhm.
But it's like not Africa that having a lot of problems. There's a lot of crisis going on in North Africa, in Nigeria, Mali, Sudan. This I don't know what's going on in North Africa. They haven't had a lot of problems.
Yeah. I mean,
But
Sudan. We yeah. Go ahead.
but do you agree that the Muslim people are trying to take over now? I think they're trying to take over Africa. The Muslim religion. I think they're trying to take over Africa. I think they're trying to do. That's what I believe. You believe that so?
Okay, my opinion is that you have different factions trying to take over, and you have different people funding these factions. I do believe the Islamic groups are one of the factions being funded, but I believe that the funders don't necessarily want them to take over Africa. I think the funders are mostly Western and Eastern people. UAE, as an example, as a funder for RSF, the Royal Support Forces, that is funding Janjaweed,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah.
I
They're
like
I
just
that.
believe.
I like that name, Janjaweed. Janjaweed.
Yeah,
they're
it sounds like ganja
just
weed, right?
Yeah.
they just want
Ganja
to
weed.
cause
But,
chaos.
but do you guys agree that Hausa tribes can take over West Africa? The Hausa Fulani, I believe, is trying to take over West Africa. You agree
No,
with
they,
that?
they, they, they don't have the intelligence. They can't do that.
But they're trying to do that in Nigeria.
Well, I don't really think, you see, they can't govern by themselves. They can only govern with the help of other people. You understand what I mean? If they can take over, if they want to take over, they'll only do military rule by force. You understand what I mean? But like if they want to do a civilian government, I don't really think just them alone can do it. They would need everyone by them side. But some other groups like the Yorubas, I'm trying to say without fighting. Do you understand what I
But,
mean?
but, but but you realize that Hausa is the most powerful tribe in Nigeria. You realize that
I
the
don't
most
know. I don't know. Powerful in like in how? I don't know. In what
In
uh,
what sense?
in what sense? Like powerful in what
because
sense?
because most of the any president in Nigeria had to go to the north to get vote for their
To get
approval.
I don't understand what you mean by powerful. I don't know.
No,
I just
I
think
think I'm
I
saying
don't know.
any guy from the south Nigeria had to go to north for approval
For Pogo.
to be president.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they have. What's the population of the Hausa in Nigeria? No, I think it's very. You
Are
can't
you
be a pop. You
are
can't
you
be
in
a
Nigeria?
president of Nigeria in before if you don't have Muslim people
See,
voting you. I think that's the only reason. As well as coming, Buhari went to Igbo land as well. I saw him with his
thank
Igbo
you.
attire going there to ask for
What this
vote.
guy is saying is just fake news.
Yeah, they always it's politics. You need to go where you need Muslim population. The Muslim need the Hausa and the Yoruba. So that's just politics. I don't think there's any most powerful
So
tribe in
so you
Nigeria.
don't agree the north of Nigeria is powerful. You don't agree with that? Because most people in the south will agree the north is
Okay,
powerful.
let me ask you, Igbo Amaka, can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Can any northerner can any northerner become a president by just northern vote?
They have the population.
Can they be? Answer me. Can they be president?
No.
So what are you saying?
But they can because they can. The
You
not the,
said no now, you said they can.
Yeah,
How?
I don't think any one group in Nigeria can be president just by themselves. It's impossible.
Thank you very much.
No one can be. The
Kafaro.
Yorubas, the Hausas, the
but
Igbos, the Fulanis, no one can be.
You
It's
have to
impossible. It's
align
not
with another major tribe first.
exactly. It's not, and
yeah,
they're
but
all big tribes.
but
Yeah.
most of the cabals in Nigeria are from the north.
But they are
Kabas.
still but they are still Kaba from the southern Nigeria. They're not Kaba there. Or you guys just like to measure the northern Kaba. Huh?
Yeah, maybe I won't. I'm just saying because
Your
for
wet
for, for,
your
for any
wetty
pres
elite. Hold on, your wetty elite from the south. What do you think they are? They are part of the cabal also.
Yeah, I think all those rich people in Nigeria that are talking among themselves. You understand? It's not. I think everyone has got the power in their own region. The power does not cross the other people's
What
region.
people don't understand, if you don't
You,
share
you
the power,
understand?
if you don't share the power accordingly, one of those tribe will cry out. You think they will just quiet? They will not keep quiet.
It's
So so the country and the way they run it is fairly shared among those who control everything there.
yeah, 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 yeah. I don't think that the Awusa, no, Awusa is not only in Nigeria. The Awusa is all over the place in in West Africa. In my country, we've got Awusa. Well, it's well maybe because we have borders.
Even
We have
the
Awusa.
majority Hausa in Nigeria, they are not wealthy. Let me tell you the tribe that control most of the political position in the north. They are just the Kanuri and the what they call them, the Fulani. So they are the one.
And now people even mistake. There's something that's an identity they call Awusa Fulani. I don't even know what that means because these are
Because
two completely different group of people.
the thing is that some of the Fulani got married to the Hausa
Ah,
tribe. So
okay.
they are not like a mix. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, man. I think Nigeria, everyone is powerful in their region. I don't think the influence of the Lamido can go to the Yoruba side. No.
The thing
Oh,
is that some Nigeria will just come and assume they think one tribe can just decide for the whole country. It is impossible.
it's not. It's not. It's impossible. It's impossible. If there were some smaller tribes, then they could just dominate. But Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, those are they are heavy. They're big among themselves. You understand? They're really big. So
Kifaru, when you go to any federal government agency, you will meet three tribes first: the Igbo, Yoruba, and the Northerners. Those are the tribes you meet there
of
first
course.
before you now see the other minorities.
Yeah, because those are the three main tribes. So I
Yeah.
think Yorubas are the most populated, if I'm not making a mistake.
Uh, I think, yeah, Yoruba, yeah, there are a lot of Yorubas, yeah.
Yeah, because if
But
they want to separate Fulanis and Hausas, I think they will not be up to Yorubas.
Yoruba,
But if they put them all together, okay, there might be more. But if Fulanis and Hausas, then I don't know. That's why I think maybe Yorubas are too many.
yeah, you see, one thing, we in the South, we normally just group the North together. And
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
in the North, you have the Middle Belt. You have a state like Kogi State. They are mixed there. You understand me? They are not outside there. Though they are most of their religion. They are Muslim, but they practice Christianity and
God
Muslim
damn it. Flow is back again. Oh my God. Flex up.
flex up. So
Are you scared of
UFC.
him?
some of us just assume that one tribe can just decide for every other tribe. No,
Yeah. Okay.
even
Fair
even
enough, man.
even people from the southeast, they will see in their quiet moment, they will secretly tell you that yes, it is only presidency in this modern regime that is left for them to win.
Ah,
They
they
have
say Awusas are 70 million. Okay. I don't know if it's just Awusa or
you see,
Awusa and Fulani.
they are now up to 70 million. Maybe okay, yes, maybe the Hausa Fulani Kanuri, yes, they will
No,
be up.
he says Fulanis are 16 million, Awusas are 70. So both of them. I know Yorubas is 55. I don't know where you got 45. I knew Yorubas like 55 million. I don't
I
know.
think the Igbos are like 35 or also
Yes,
like
that is Igbo. Yes, like 35 to 40. I think it's Igbo. Man, did you know? I don't
UFC.
like. I don't like people dividing, but to me, Nigeria should be one of that country that they can divide and they will do well. They just need to sacrifice. You understand?
UFC.
yeah.
Can you name The tribes of Atiku's wives. Can you list them?
I cannot because he has a lot of wife. I don't know, but I know he has a Yoruba wife, and I think also I only know two. Yoruba one is Yoruba. I think the second one is from the north. So that's all.
How many wives has he got?
I think got up to 4 or 5 or so. Yeah, yeah,
Africa man, yeah man.
yeah.
I'm
Most of the
asking because I looked at it and it seems like he wifed every large tribe. He has an Igbo wife too.
okay. You see, okay, you see. I didn't know that because I only know the Yoruba, the first one which is Titi. She's Yoruba, so I know
But
that.
it's a funny phenomenon. Why is Dangote not remarried, man? I don't understand. That show is just going around dating African American ladies, man.
She's no Dangote is wealthy, so he can do whatever he wants. So
Bro, a wealthy man in Africa, you don't need to be scared of a lawsuit, man. No one asks an African man to pay child support or whatever. Why are you afraid getting married to women?
I
If it's
believe
in the West, yes, I could understand. But in
I
Africa, no
believe
one cares.
he's not ready to commit to any other woman. I don't know, but
Mm.
He's
I think
saving his money for the refinery.
Yeah, the woman, yeah, that's a good point. Woman can take half of it. You never know.
yep.
She's gonna use it for a bag, and he's gonna use it for
I think
getting
he
it back
just
100.
appoint one of his daughter to manage the fertilizer department. Yeah,
But I like him. I like him. I like his personality. He seems
yeah,
like a gentleman.
yeah. He's a gentleman. Yeah, yeah. He doesn't live lavishly.
It's not like Igbo people. If an Igbo man was that, then the whole world would know him. You understand what I
Didn't
mean?
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, but some of the Nigerians like to show off, man. They want everybody to know every trinket that they own.
Exactly.
This is probably how they sold the black Americans so easy.
Come
They're
on,
like,
kids, don't play
Mira.
the dust, man.
Yeah,
Guys, I want the
the
He wants
northerners,
the low IQ people to start calling. That's what he does.
the northerners, some of them are filthy rich. They might just wear kaftan. You think they got nothing? No, no, no. They got a lot.
But those people don't promote economy because they keep raw cash at home. Why do they do that, man? You can't be keeping raw cash at home. That's not good for the economy.
The north,
Yes. In,
yeah,
in
some of them.
Cameroon,
You're right.
Hausa people don't put money in the bank, man. How can you,
Yeah,
how, you see, you understand? So their riches in the country does not really reflect.
I'm
That's
gonna
not
keep my
good.
money in the hut.
yeah.
Yeah, they keep it somewhere. If you know you
Right.
can, they hide it in the ground, inside the cow's stomach, some weird stuff.
They can't
Yeah.
even build. They can't even build VC funds with that money. Use that extra money and start a fund. Get somebody else to run it who's high IQ.
That's where trust come in. You see,
Yeah. I was so surprised, when the king, I think the Sultan of Kano, that guy he was a banker, a really
yeah,
successful banker, and he just
yeah.
abandoned his profession just to be a sultan. I don't
No, no,
understand.
no. Let me. He was released from the central bank.
Yeah, I think
So
what Ganduje got rid of him.
no, no, no.
Ah,
Oh,
Then
somebody got rid
then
of him.
he became the emir of Kano. Then the
the Emir
governor.
of Kano, yes.
Then he had a problem with the governor. Then the governor just removed him
Yeah,
as the emir.
Intelligent guy.
Yeah, very intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah.
he was trying to reform, I think, certain social aspects in the north, and then they got rid of him.
No, no, no. That's not the case. He was criticizing the governor.
Oh, that's okay.
Ah, ah?
Okay, I heard some other things too. I heard
No, no,
that
no.
as well
He was
as him
listening.
criticizing social
He was
things.
criticizing the governor because of that video of him stashing dollar in his pocket. So It was critical of the governor, so they had a disagreement. Then they removed him.
Man,
Yeah,
if
Nigeria,
if if
Nigeria.
if, if Nigeria, a UFC,
Yeah,
well, are you Igbo or you're just from the south?
I'm from the south.
Okay, if they say you
I'm
need to
south.
separate, okay, but you need to give some portion of the refinery to the north, will you accept that
No,
you
because
become your own country? Will you accept that offer?
they got gold also and other minerals, so that would be impossible.
But that's
Yeah,
the thing. All Nigerians want oil. They've completely abandoned other
no,
mineral
let me tell you
resources and
something. No.
agriculture.
Kifaru, I'm from the south where the oil is located.
Okay.
If you want to
What?
leave, let me tell you this. Let me say this now. If you want to leave, it will be the south will go on their own. Every other person can kick the rock. We don't care.
Kifaru,
But
oil, oil,
that's the problem
oil
now.
is more irreplaceable than certain minerals.
But
So
it's it
certain
but oil,
minerals can be
We have gas.
certain
No, don't
minerals can
worry.
be
If you replace the
substituted.
oil, we have natural gas. So
well,
abundance of
what do you say that I think the oil, what did you say, is irreplaceable or is
It's more
replaceable?
irreplaceable because there's certain products that you can only make with oil,
Yeah,
even
but
plastic
mm,
derivatives. But then,
but you
for
see,
example, with certain minerals, you can replace certain minerals. Like, for example, instead of uranium, I could use thorium if I have access to that. So
but don't you think
the
the oil
mineral markets
itself?
are more flexible.
But don't you think oil itself has got the limited quantity? It's gonna finish one
It,
day. They're gonna drill
yeah, it's
everything
gonna
and it's
finish.
gonna run out.
yeah, it's gonna
It's
finish.
gonna
But
finish
we
one
have
day, but that'll take
Kifaro,
at least a generation, I think.
Kifaro, we have
Mm,
natural gas, abundance of it.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's good, but I don't think the oil is working for Nigeria. I know so many wealthy countries that don't even
Because
have
the
oil.
oil made
So
Nigeria look as lazy. It just made us lazy.
I mean, does Nigeria even own the oil?
they don't.
Like you're talking about oil, but really you guys are fighting over oil like percentages
Yeah,
of money
because
that's given back to you, right?
the
After
people that
Shell.
help, the people that help the country to, that brought their infrastructure to drill those oil, you have to give them something. Are they going to do it for free? The answer is no. We got
Yeah,
uh, we got engineer in Nigeria. All they do is just read books. They don't practice anything. They don't know they don't do anything there. So I'm not going to stay here and blame the white man or anything. No. What are our engineers? What are they doing? They're not doing anything. It's just they go to school to read. That's all.
Yeah. I agree.
but would you not blame the lack of okay, the issue really there is the system.
Yeah.
Because earlier we're talking about like, okay, what's a successful way to build education in Africa? I think the German model can work in countries where they have more peace or free security, right? So countries like
Sorry
uh,
for interrupting.
yeah.
What's the German model?
Oh, okay, right. Instead of just focusing on degrees and useless papers, focus on actually giving people skills, right? Germany actually allows you, as you're developing throughout the system, to go and work with industries directly as an apprentice, and then that apprenticeship is also ranked, in culturally speaking, just as high as any other degree or engineer with a certain masters or something. So they actually value building stuff, real life products. So the industries are linked with the education system. Issue that I keep seeing in African countries in general is our industries are not linked with our education system. The two are not running parallel to
Exactly.
each other.
Well, is there some other part of the world that's not doing the German model? Oh, I think that's
Other
what it is.
parts do okay. Look, everywhere does this. Okay, if you put German model at one extreme and then the African model at the other extreme, there are other countries on that whole
What
on
African
that
model?
Right. The African model is just to learn the useless things that were left to you by the
But this is the
European
thing, Kaizo. I
colonizers.
don't know, but I'm going to argue. We
Okay.
follow French system of education in
Yes. Exactly.
Cameroon. So why
Yes.
is it not
No, no, no,
working
no.
for them?
You don't. You follow 18th century French model.
No,
You
no,
follow
no, no, no,
Victorian
no,
No,
French
no,
you
model.
no.
follow French
Kaizo, no,
colonial model. You don't
Yeah.
no,
follow
no,
French
no.
model.
The
No,
same,
Kifaru.
no, no. The
Oh
same.
my
Let
God.
me explain. Let me explain.
No, it's not.
The same. Let me explain. The same baccalaureate that is done in France is the same baccalaureate that's done in Cameroon.
Okay, Cameroon. Like, Kifaru, let me tell you something. Right, having the same exam is not the same as having the same teaching uh, uh, pedagogy. Right, Kifaru. That's Cameroon.
Pedagogical.
Show me right now,
No,
Cameroon.
wait.
Kifaru.
My
Oh, no,
point
one second,
is,
brother.
I get
Right, one
you.
second.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cameroon does not do research. There's no PhDs in Cameroon
exactly. Okay, okay.
about the teaching
I
style
accept.
and
I agree.
specifically
I
looking at
agree.
all these kids. You've got pastoralist kids coming in. They can't sit
Yeah,
down
I
because they're
agree with
quoted.
Kaizo.
No,
I
right?
agree.
Good,
I'm
good,
not
good.
rejecting. My point is,
Okay.
even if you bring the German model with the same system, it's not going to change anything.
No, it will, because okay. For me, I'm a race realist, right? I do believe that race is real, and I believe that to an extent, right? And I believe that we have to be focused on solutions that are oriented to our races. You cannot compare a pastoralist boy to a sedentary boy from Europe. The two are completely different styles, right? What do you think ADHD is such a huge thing in the black populations across the world? It's because there is something in the genes, right, that makes us way more willing
No,
to engage with.
ADHD is not in Africa. It's
No,
just
no.
only for Western black people, man. We don't have it.
No. Hang on. There's a point I'm making here, right? In Africa, those boys won't even go to school, Kifaru, right? They'll drop out of school and they'll go get married and look after cattle. It's the same. It's the same sort of behavior that's going on, right? It's just in the West, you can't drop out and go become a cattle herder.
Yeah.
But the
Flex
ADHD
up.
is real.
You don't need to come to this show often because Kaiser is now putting us he's putting on his collar, his white collar now. So
No, Kifaru, you're really
No,
missing
no,
what I'm
no.
saying.
But I
Yeah,
agree
go ahead.
with what Kaiser was saying. Like I think we need a system, of course, that's tailored to our needs right now, and at least in the midterm. So at least in the near term and midterm, we need a system that, personally, I was talking about a case study based system, more hands-on learning. I think apprenticeships are great. Um, but is the investment going to happen? Are we going to get the
Right.
stakeholders in place to even put the investment in the right places and
right.
bring together, procure the right talent to really, build out that system? And so far, it's been no, not at scale.
Yeah, that's true. Sarah, we got a new panelist. What's good? Ribadu Mohammed. Are you a Hausa or Fulani? That sounds like a Islamic name. Uh, what's good, brother?
Yeah, hello, good evening. My name is Ripad. I think I've been on this for a while, though I've been out. I'm Fulani from Adamawa State, Nigeria. I don't
Oh,
know, there
okay.
is some change I think. I
Oh
don't
God,
know.
the Fulanis have internet. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, we got it.
Don't worry, we just like to joke over here. Don't take it personal, man.
It's all right, it's fine. I did not see Ajal before. I don't know if he's in the house today.
Okay,
Yeah,
shout out
but
to you, Ribadu. Yeah.
Yeah, so what is the topic of discussion today? Because
It's will Starlink reach Nigeria to help the Fulanis get internet? No, I'm just joking. So the title of discussion is about post-colonialism, the cost of freedom. Can Africa successfully remove itself from the clutches of total dependence on the West and or even the East? So one of the solutions the brother flexed up suggesting is an
Keji,
education revolution.
Keji,
Yes.
have you seen Cameroon president just made he just changed some of his officers,
Military.
Ministry of Defense. Oh, but that guy's not joking. He's really, he's a smart dude, though.
I tell you, guy, you don't even know who's being
Wait,
born.
wait, wait. The Cameroon president has decided to
He
reassess his
shuffled his
security
cabinet.
details.
I
Yeah,
told you,
Shuffle
it's
cabinet,
high
yeah.
IQ, very
Hey,
high IQ.
he's a Machiavellian.
Hey, yeah,
Yes,
he
yes.
understands how these systems work.
That's what I was telling you guys. He's not. They're not gonna dethrone him with a coup. Never. You know that it's
Yeah,
not gonna
they
happen.
say decree appointing of
Is he in the
officers,
country?
Ministry of
It's
Defense.
not. It's in Switzerland.
He's still
He's
in
doing this.
Switzerland. He
Oh
shuffled
my
it from
goodness.
Switzerland.
Yeah, it's giving
He
orders through WhatsApp.
he did
He's
a
using
Zoom
WhatsApp.
meeting.
I
He
think.
did a Zoom call
What?
to shuffle him.
WhatsApp call. So he's
Oh my
doing
goodness,
WhatsApp.
man. This
Oh,
guy's
what's
high
that?
IQ, you're right, man. He's just a dusty high IQ leader, man. That's far from
Exactly. He knows. Yeah, he's so high IQ for Cameroonians. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my goodness, man. So the guy's knows how to maintain power. He's seen around, hey,
He
listen.
knows. Yes, he knows how to
Yeah.
maintain power. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Actually, we need a benevolent Machiavellian type, really, like a Kagame type, right, to actually help with some of these more destabilized regions, because pure democracy won't work right now. We're still
He creates the best opposition.
right.
The
Yes.
opposition was created by him.
Mhm. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
interesting,
let's
man.
get back to the discussion. Yeah, so I want to hear from the Fulani brothers. So
Yeah. So Ribadu, yeah. What's your thoughts about yeah, what do you think it will cost Africa to these countries that were controlled by France to be free? That's one. What's the cost of freedom? Number two, what sort of solutions do you think these countries have to industrialize and become wealthy nations?
I think it if I'm to summarize it, I think is the is the will. Okay, what we are lacking is the political willpower to bring about change that is required in the African continent. Okay, and secondly, we need to have the maturity and the ambition to our own blueprint. You know, our own uh, system of development that reflects our peculiarities. Okay, we don't. Yeah, for some, it's going to be hard. It's going to be long, and it's going to be quite challenging. But you know, we mostly, if you see the developmental template we are having in African countries, most of them are being borrowed from the West and being implemented without us tailoring those templates to suit our own needs or our own differences, our own peculiarities. So is first is a matter of political will to take the own by to take the what they call it, face the bull. That is one, and then secondly, do we have the maturity, the intellectualism that is required to develop the technocrats that can bring about change? Most of African countries, we don't have development plan. Okay, if Mr. A is in power today, his policy is different, and when Mr. B come to power, his policy will be opposite to the predecessor. So this bring about leakages and then miscommunication in the government projects, and there is no accountability, and there is also neglect in basic needs, basic infrastructures, the building block of development. Okay, most of you see this education that we are talking about. What people need to understand is university degrees, university masters and PhDs. Most of the time is not more important than the technical knowledge that is driving the industrialization of any country. For now, I think we are in the stage that we have to put more emphasis on technical education, not necessarily going having PhDs here and there, and when you come back, It is not marketable in the African market, in the African space. So we have all the natural resources that needed for development or industrialization. But did any one of the leaders in Africa sit down and say, why did we get it wrong? Where did we even get it wrong? How are we going to fix it? You know, today I'm from Nigeria. Today, when you find a graduate of polytechnic that is designed to inculcate technical education, when he went for an interview, you will see there is a special preference for those with a university degree instead of HND. So this kind of created a kind of inferiority complex to those that are going to polytechnics for technical education. So today you will see secondary school students graduating. Almost all of them are eyeing the university just because of the certificate. You will hardly polytechnics are just second choice for those that cannot scale up to the university. And the system we have in the university is borrowed in a sense that after that graduation you will hardly see more than 10% of the students that can that can sustain themselves personally without government employment or one collar job, white collar job. So there is a lot of indices that are not in place when it comes to development. There is poor leadership, there is a poor planning, there is a poor implementation, there is poor coordination, and worst, to top it all, there is lack of will. You know, forget, don't even come to the tribal issue we are having, the religious issue we are having. All these things, they have come. It has become a quagmire for African continent, and
Okay.
some of yeah. You can free you can interject whenever you want.
Okay, I have a couple questions here, and I think thank you very much. I think your perspective is very similar to mine on this topic, right? And I like that, right? So one of the things here that you mentioned is about the lack of technocrats. And Kifaru,
Yeah.
you believe in there's another brother here. He believes in Pan African Alliance, right? He believes on it's more or less like a lobbying group that works with governments to put puppet leaders from basically we are the technocrats, right? We actually put puppet leaders in government who will push towards a technocracy, right? And industrialization. Because as everything you said is 100% true. One of the problems, let's use Nigeria as a case study. Nigeria is apparently making $60 billion on exports. Okay, that's fine. And a lot of it is natural gas and crude oil. Some of it is refined, but that's only a very small, I think less than $700 million. The other 60 billion, the rest of that 60 billion is mostly crude products. Now, one of the things that Nigeria missed or is missing, I'm not saying missed as in they'll never get it, but one of the things they're not getting now is if Nigeria is getting $60 billion a year of foreign exchange, this is euro dollars, and let's assume half of it is going to Shell, okay? Let's assume Shell and other corporations take at least half of that money. That's fine. That's $30 billion worth of foreign exchange. How come Nigeria didn't buy all the machines that Shell has, and Nigeria didn't buy and pay all the graduates from the Nigerians from abroad and other races, Indians, Chinese, to come and use those machines that Nigeria just purchased to basically create their own product? Right now, they have a refinery which will be finished in 2 years. That's a good step. But then the next, to have full control of the whole stream from upstream to downstream of oil development. Why doesn't Nigeria industrialize, give all the jobs now to the polytechnic students, to the university graduates, and rule and control the oil sector? I don't understand why this is not happening yet.
Yeah, I think I just want to add to what the brother's saying. You're 100% correct. I'll take myself as a prime example. Okay, what I study in university is of no use to me. You understand? If I did not use my own initiative to get into some other technical aspect, to get some qualifications that have been more better, It was even a shorter time of studies, but it's been what has actually made me put me in where where I am today. You understand? So we should really understand the technical education in Africa is actually really lacking. And as you said, I'm not going to deny with what you said. We should emphasize more on that. I think we still need some general education, but we should select. You understand? We should select some really intelligent people, people who are creative, you know, who are like creative to go there and create, to be the engineers. You understand? The scientists, so that they can create, they can make things easier for technicians to use. Not everyone, you just bomb them into some secondary school and get some degree in history or philosophy or some kind of things that it's not really helpful for the economy. I agree with you. You know, that's true.
Okay. I like your submission, both of you. But let me give you one example. There is one car designer from Sokoto. He was well known worldwide. I think he was the chief car design in Chevrolet America. Okay. Uh, what's the name of this guy? God. So he designed one of the best cars for Chevron. He got international recognition worldwide. Okay, but he hailed from northern Nigeria, Fulani man. Okay, from Sokoto, or a Hausa man, so to say. So, but after all that recognition and prestige and respect and success, both financially, and otherwise, that he accumulated over all these years in America, precisely, he decided to come back to Nigeria. When he came back, there is this program TEDx that he attended. He says he want to give back to Nigeria. He want to share the knowledge and experience he had. But what did the Nigerian government do? It's supposed to be a golden opportunity for us. You know, that man was initially in a sane country, okay, in a sane situation. The government was supposed to take a program and devote some certain amount of funding for automobile industries, okay, so that at least we can use that advantage, you know, to make sure this man, they fund his organization or a company or whatever it is, and then they should align the polytechnics and the engineering department of all the universities, or some of the universities, because we have specialized universities like Federal University of Science and Technology. That university was designed to teach only science and technology and engineering based courses. They were supposed to key in so that he will be visiting lecturer to various engineering department in the universities and the polytechnics, and at the same time he is giving physical knowledge, physical, technical, viable, sellable knowledge to the youths. We were supposed to take that advantage, but we didn't. He's there in Sokoto now, uh, spending some of his energy, resources, and financing to make sure that something good has come of it. But we should leave that to him and the state government. We should give it a very, very, very important attention. But we didn't. He's been back for almost uh, to 8 years now.
Yeah, I
You
think
understand?
we have so many people like that throughout Africa. You understand, but for some reason we don't recognize them. I don't. It's a thing
The
that we still need to come into
I
terms
think,
with.
hold on. I think someone like Innocent should appoint him to manage the Innocent car manufacturer company. The guy it will be good if he can manage the company for him.
Well, he might not be a good manager, but he might be a good mechanical engineer. I
Okay, it
think
might be okay. Fine, it might be in the engineering department there.
exactly. To manage people is a completely different thing. You understand?
Yeah.
So
this okay. What
Yeah.
are we doing to protect? what are we doing to protect our own automobile industry and market? Do you know the history of India automobile industry? India India make it a law that any government agency, parastatal ministry officials from police to army, that none of the government official will drive an imported car.
You see? Simple rules. I get it. You understand? But what we do, I'll give you
Yes,
an example. Like what we do, African like politicians, we are so greedy and we lack vision. You create or a minister, they will go and sign maybe a 50 years business deal with Mercedes because because through that deal they can steal a lot of money from the government. That's all what they're thinking. So if I can sign this deal with Mercedes, maybe I'm inside that deal, I can have 100 million for my own bribe. That's just what they're thinking.
at,
They're not
at,
thinking of the local economy. That's the problem we have. That's just the problem we have.
from which country, please?
Cameroon.
Okay, you're from Cameroon, my neighboring, because Adamawa and Cameroon we share border, you know.
All the
So
north of Cameroon and Nigeria is the same people, man. That's what I just know.
the issue is this, my brothers. You understand? Today, innocent motors that comes from the Igbo land, they are doing wonderfully well. What
Hmm.
all we need to, okay, all those corrupt ministers, no more limousines for you, no more BMW, no
Exactly.
more Prado Jeep for you, no more all these exotic cars. You understand?
I don't know why it's difficult. Why? And I've seen their models. They have good looking cars, like modern design. I don't understand what. Why can't you do it? At
Let
least they
me
should
give you
make
the
it.
answer.
Okay.
The answer is this, okay? There is miscommunication between the population and the governance. You understand? And it is intentional. This is something we learn from our colonial masters. Because today, a common man on the street, when you stop him, you ask him what is this year budget for the country, he will tell you he don't know. Today, when you ask a graduate of university how many million or how many billion is budget for Federal Ministry of Education, you will hardly get someone that can break down for you. So there is it is intentionally planned to isolate the government activities from the population. So it has become a culture for us not to poke the government, not to ask questions, not to hold them responsible. Because if today there is this awareness that okay, federal government of Nigeria is budgeting so billion, so trillion naira for this fiscal year. How many? What are the breakdown? What are the figures? How
Kaizo, please, can you just put the innocent car manufacturing, but take the videos off so people might see, people who don't know, and it might just play it, but you might make it mute it. Yeah, so
it,
that misconception. Don't you think the youth are not they're not interested in politics? So we create that gap. There's no bridge. So if we get so much involved, we might be the ones to break to close the gap to build the bridge. Don't you think so?
Kifaru, there is every country have their own political culture. Okay, because let me tell you something, brothers. You see, culture play a very significant role in a society. What I mean by culture is not just the culture we inherit from our ancestors. No, I mean society culture. What what is that country today? For instance, in Cameroon, Paul Biya has been there for donkey years in power. Okay, that is not going to happen in Nigeria because we have different culture in societal culture. Okay, so what I'm saying here is culturally, or in social orientation, we have our elite has made sure that they have established that supreme culture of isolating government activities, almost 90 or 80% of government activities from the population, from the common man. And the only way we can overcome is by having a robust press, a robust newspaper, a robust journalism. You understand? When we have patriotic journalism that will ask questions, that will influence the population, the society, that this is what your government is doing. It's a very, let me tell you, governance is not magic, governance is not rocket science, okay? Because today, if you can hold Ministry of Defense accountable to how much they spend, how did they spend it, what type of security did they give for that year, people will begin to see. And one thing I assure you that the elite fair is to be held accountable, because that means they can be seen. They are not invincible. So all what we need, what especially we the youth, all what we need is to create a culture, a new reorientation, a new social orientation of asking hard questions. If you are a minister, we ask. If you are a senator that you are representing our constituency, what did you do for the last 1 year? What achievement did you brought? You know, we have to start asking questions. That is the only way we will begin to create social change. That is my submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What I may add to that, I think there are so many ways, for us to get the result that we want. I think journalism, is one of them. I think if you think you're really strong in that, you should engage. Engage, get people who can do it. Not everyone can have that sense of journalism, of putting the right information out there. I think it's some kind of a gift. If you think that is your medium, I think you should get engaged and focus and see how you can make it more potent, and popping. We never know. So I don't think there's actual one way. Do what you can do the best. That's just what I will say.
Yeah, shout out. We got a new panelist. What's good, Des? I don't know if you've had the conversation and if you want to
No,
chime in
no, I'm
from
not
your
sure
point of
what's
view.
going on. I'm not exactly sure what the conversation is.
Okay, shout out, shout out. Kifaru, do you wanna or UFC give a basic lowdown of the conversation?
Yeah, we're just talking. What we've been saying so many things, to be honest. But from I was just the recent guy. He was just okay. He's back. So can you explain a little bit? What was your worries to the new panelists, or what was your concern?
I mean, I don't know about what's going on, but what I'm looking at in
Well,
the
okay,
news is basically the
okay.
school right now going on in Gabon. So
Ah,
I'm not sure about it.
we talked about the coup a long, long time ago. So we're just talking how Africa. Why is it impossible for us to actually? Why are we not hitting the jackpot? Why is it so difficult for us to industrialize, have good establishment, make good decision?
and
Why is
get
it
Oh,
things
okay.
done.
and get things done? So what's the restriction? What's holding us behind?
I mean, I mostly think it's basically the African leaders find it hard to obey the principles of the rule of law. That is the major reason why we find it hard to move forward in Africa. If let's say the three principle of the rule of law, you talk about the supremacy of the law. Most African leaders don't care about the supremacy of the law. They are the supremacy. So they just do whatever they want because they know they're gonna get away with it. And if you have such a mentality that is more sort of mentality and you want to basically do anything, and knowing that you can get away with it, it begots you being greedy when you have so much resources around you. So it's human nature anyway. But now you go to the second principle of the rule of law. You talk about the equality before the law. Most African leaders, they don't see. I mean, if you ask yourself, do you think you're equal to the president? That we know the answer is a lie. You're not equal to the president. They are way above you. You know, they don't see themselves as being equal. You know, according to the law, which if they start changing sets that the rule of law can actually get to them, then they can actually work for the people. That is what I think. And you go to the third principle of the rule of law. You talk about the principle of impartiality. You know, are they partial? No, they're not partial. So if you look at those three rules and the default in it, and it just can't help, you know, to notice that, you know, nothing is ever gonna go right if these three principles are not taken seriously by the leaders. You know, if this three principle that is meant to actually guide us, guide one of us, if we don't follow that principle, then I mean, we're just playing around. That is as simple as that. Thank you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah, we heard you. We heard you. We heard you. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. So, where are you from, brother? If I may ask.
I'm from Nigeria.
Ah, okay.
You mean where I'm talking from?
No, 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 no. That's just what I meant. I think the brother is trying to say
Okay.
something, but your volume is, you like fainted. We don't. I don't. We can't hear you. Like,
Okay, can you?
yes, yes, Mohammed. Ah, okay, yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I am a little bit confused because I wanted to I want to get to the one man platform, and then I don't know how I got to this platform. It's just that now I'm not.
That's the same thing with me. I'm not sure how I got here, but you know,
You're
let's.
welcome. You're welcome. This is
But
Kaizorian Empire,
you shoot.
the dustiest channel on YouTube. But it's good. We share information. Kaizo, you
All
need to
right.
introduce yourself to your new panelists if he's not sleeping.
But hold on. See, one thing I observe is that we Nigerians we always cry about rule of law, rule of law, rule of law. But some of us we defend bad behavior. We would defend criminality. See, one thing about our people is that when it benefit them, they don't complain. When it don't benefit them, they complain. Okay, for instance, if Supreme Court or court rule in favor against people they don't like, then the judiciary is corrupt. But if they rule in their favor, oh, the judiciary is the best thing since sliced bread. So sometimes we may say the system is not working, even in our own capacity. We are not. We are the same as the people we criticize, including
I
myself.
really, I really don't share that view with you. I'm sorry. Because if you're saying that the main point is
Yeah.
the leader leads and the followers follow. That is the analogy everywhere you go. You lead and I follow. Do you get? So you have to lead by examples. So don't, if anything is not working, you have to blame people that are actually leading. What are they trying to teach people that are trying to lead? That is the main thing you have to understand. Don't push it on the people is the same with the people
Of course
leading.
they are.
Whatever they do is is minute or is very inconsequential, in a broader sense. It's very affect if a man is happy that whoever committed a crime or is person won an argument or whatever or is in a seat, it's not going to affect the other person around you. It's that man that is up there, whatever decision he takes, that's the action that's going to affect whoever is beneath. So let's not try to blame ourselves or blame people that because you are supporting this. Everybody is going to have their own views. That's just the truth. Everybody is going to have their own bias.
Okay,
You get, but
yes,
it's
I
those
know that.
people
Okay,
are on the top.
but what do
Yeah.
you think about the issue of whereby the case in court, then people will go online and be posting judges, some of the judges who are in charge of the case, and be warning them that they know their address. We know your kids, that you shouldn't compromise, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Don't you think that is intimidating for you to be posting
No,
judges pictures all
that
over
is
in the
barbaric.
internet?
That is barbaric. It's not just like I said, there are things that are wrong. Acknowledge people that are sensible, that are with maybe above with a very level, base level of IQ should know that this is wrong. So if you know
Yep.
it's wrong, you have to come and say, okay, this is wrong. Whether the people that are doing it are just doing it because they don't care. You coming out, if so many voices, me, I'm the kind of guy that believe that people in this world than bad. So if those people that know what is wrong come out and say, "Hey, you guys are doing," I mean, the voice are gonna take over whoever is doing whatever he's doing. So when you keep quiet, in turn, the, you're actually doing the same thing they are doing. If you don't say something, if you don't go there, I'm like, thousands of you don't go there and like, you guys are doing it wrong. This is not how to do it. It will shadow everything that those you know few people are doing. That's what I
But
believe.
I understand. But this other behavior I notice about our people. When something happens, most of our people don't wait for the entire information. I don't understand. People will quickly just take side on issue they know nothing about. They will just take side. People don't wait, be patient for if it is police or whatever to do their investigation or something. People will just take side. It's crazy. We love so much
Well,
negativity.
it is true. People in nature are just quick to judge. They're basically quick to react and act. It's just human nature. So you can't really say even you might do the same thing one day. Do you get because of your bias? You can just like without having the whole information, you can like because of maybe your bias, you can just pick up something and say, ah, yes, this is true, or start sharing your own view about it without knowing it. It's just how
No,
people react.
okay, let me tell you something what I normally do. Because I understand reputable media, they have license to operate. I'm not gonna lie. I subscribe to most of this reputable media. I don't just follow one. I pick different one like the This Day, Punch, the Cable, all these things. I have all of them. So when there is a news trending, if I don't see those news on those platforms, I just stay back and observe. I don't comment or do anything. I wait to play. I wait for the whole thing to play out. That's how I do my
Oh,
things.
let
I
me
don't
ask you a
go.
question.
Yep.
Do you believe that the 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 mainstream media can propagate something and share out there. Do you do you
Hello?
understand the question I asked?
Yep. Go
I
ahead.
said, do you believe that the mainstream media that you wait to get the actual news can actually bring out fake or propagated news out there? Do you think
Yeah,
they do that?
that's why I said I follow multiple because I don't follow just one. If I see okay the
Okay.
news spread across most of them, I was okay maybe this news okay I would say okay this is a valid news because all of them are reporting it at the same time. You understand me? So so sometimes it's good for us to wait for the facts first before we just go to the street and you know.
Yeah. I mean, I share your view. Trust me, I share your view. Um, you talk like someone that has a proper judge. Sort of like you know how to judge or you know how to compose yourself. But
Yep.
I feel like if you're looking at people out there, most people probably just you know watch maybe one TV or two TV station or one news station throughout their life. You can't really blame them when they make their judgment of that because they don't have access to what you have. Maybe they don't even have access to internet,
No,
so
no,
they just
bro. Listen. If it is our parents doing some of these things, I will understand. Some of these things are done by the youth on social media. This not even our parents who normally watch maybe NTA or Chinese or Arise or the hen. No, 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 I'm not talking about them. Those are cool-headed people. I'm talking about this current like social media whereby people will spread all sorts of fake news and all that. And because
yeah.
they don't face any repercussion, they continue to do it.
I got you. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go join one man. It's nice
Yeah, you
to
can
be
join
here
one
with
man
you
now.
guys.
It's online. It just came online now.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mohammed, you can go ahead and speak. Ribadu Mohammed, are you there? I think you can unmute your unmute your this thing. Trying to guess. You can speak now. Maybe can you hear me? Oh, I think your network. I think your network is bad. I cannot hear you.